Almost succeeded at trying to off myself. This is a long one, but it's wild. One day after school my senior year, I almost succeed in killing myself. I overdosed on psychiatric meds and amp, took twice the amount needed to kill a grown man. I was 5 feet 9 inches and 140 pounds, and just waited it out. I ended up calling my abusive BF I was with at the time and told him what I did. He didn't believe me, so I was like, whatever, you'll see, and hung up on him. After about 10 minutes I started to feel the effects. I got really nauseous to the point where I was going to throw up, so I got up to go puke in the toilet but immediately hit the floor. I started becoming paralyzed from the legs up. I crawled into the hallway and tried to get up again but ended up slamming into the wall, then onto the ground hip first. So I decided to crawl back into my room, locked the door, and hoisted myself back onto my bed to accept my fate. Within minutes, I couldn't move at all. The room was spinning, and I was laying on my back puking on myself. I turned my head to the side so I wouldn't choke on my vomit, and noticed it had gotten dark out. I had no concept of how much time had passed. I eventually started having seizures and thought this is it, so I closed my eyes. Within seconds the brightest, whitest light I've ever seen just engulfed my vision. It was warm and inviting, and I felt the most blissful I've ever felt in that moment. To the point it scared me how comfortable I was. I knew somehow that light was death, and if I let myself indulge in it, I would never return. I heard my own voice say, "You really want to do this? There's no turning back." And I suddenly felt a sense of panic. I opened my eyes to complete darkness and pounding on the front door. I was home alone, so nobody else could answer. Little did I know my BF at the time had called 911 after like an hour of me not answering his calls. The front door, however, was locked as well as the door to my room, and I couldn't walk. I closed my eyes again, experienced the light one last time, then made the decision to live. I threw myself onto the floor and took about 10 minutes army crawling to the front door. I had to stop so many times because I had no energy. I was completely blind, and was trying to scream for them to just bust down the door cause I was about to die on the floor. Finally I reached the front door and was able to reach up enough to open it. It was miraculously somehow unlocked, which is definitely some kind of divine intervention. As soon as the paramedics came in I passed out. I don't remember a thing except waking up in the ICU hours later to my BF touching my arm. If he would have waited to call the paramedics a minute longer I literally would not be here to tell this story.